Hello students, good morning. Students, today we are going to start the new kingdom, that is the second kingdom according to the five kingdom system of classification was introduced by R.S. Whittaker in 1969. So after successfully completing we learn about the first kingdom, that is the kingdom Monera. Here we are going to discuss about the second kingdom, that is the Protista. Students, as the term very clear that pro, that means first, and tista means organism. So students, in this kingdom, the primitively developed type of eukaryotic. In Monera we are studying about the prokaryotic, all the prokaryotic type, ancient and modern, and here we are going to study about a diverse or very vast group of members in this kingdom, that is the kingdom Protista. So let's going to begin. This kingdom had great diversity. This kingdom had great diversity in the form of eukaryotic microorganism. Yes, student. As I was told you that this is a very diverse kingdom of eukaryotic microorganism. Most of the members are unicellular. Most of the members in this kingdom are unicellular and their body cells consist of eukaryotic. And one thing more interesting about this kingdom is that the members behaves, or you can say that characterized by the both of the characteristics of animals as well as plants. So we can say the members of this kingdom behave like animals and plants. Different types of unicellular eukaryotic organisms are categorized that perform the process of locomotion with the help of cilia, as for example Paramecium. Paramecium perform the process of locomotion with the help of cilia. Next, locomotory organ found in the member of this kingdom, that is the flagella. Yes, student, the second one is the flagella, and the organism who locomotes with the help of flagella are called flagellated animals. So, are flagellated organisms. So here we can take the example of Euglena, Leishmania, Trypanosoma, many more examples of flagellated organisms. The next locomotory organ found in the members of this kingdom is pseudopodia. It means false feet. Yes, you clearly understood in which organism, or you can say that protozoans, the pseudopodia are present. Yes, the correct answer is amoeba. Amoeba locomotes with the help of this locomotory organ, that is called pseudopodia. So these are the locomotory organs, the members belonging to this kingdom. Now students, one thing more important, protist may have both type of nutrition. It means they shows both mode of nutrition, autotrophic as well as heterotrophic. This makes a very diverse kingdom to the kingdom Protista. So, on the basis of this complexity among the members included in this kingdom, they are classified under the following three head groups. What are they? The first one is the Protestant algae. And students, you all of you very well know that the algae are the simplest type of plants. Why we called them plants? There is a reason, because each and every alga contains chlorophyll and some types of carotenoids that helps them to perform the important process that is called self-food making process or photosynthesis. So students, the first one is the Protestant algae. We are going to discuss about the Protestant algae in more detail. Before that, we are going to discuss the name of the second classified Protestant group. That is the Protestant slime mold. Protestant slime mold. It means these are the just fungi-like organisms or fungus-like organisms. Okay? And students, the next one is the Protestant protozoans. So, Protestant protozoans, it means they are the unicellular eukaryotic and advanced type of, you can say that, unicellular organism. So, let's begin to start this classification with first classified group, that is the Protestant algae. It means the plant-like organism of the kingdom Protista. Protistans are the simple, or you can say that most simplest form of plants. They are either visualized, or you can say that exemplified by the alga. They are found in the fresh water as well as the marine water, in the shady regions, in moist places, on the walls, roofs, everywhere. So, they are also said to be cosmopolitan. It means found everywhere, in water, in air, on land, so-called cosmopolitan. On the basis of the types of carotenoids, chlorophyll, and their behavior, the Protestant-like algae, or you can say that plants like Protistans, are classified into following three subgroups. What are that? The first one is the chrysophytes. Students, the term chryso is derived from the Greek word chryso, that means golden or yellow. Okay? It is due to presence of xanthophyll carotenoid. Okay, students? The xanthophyll carotenoids provides yellow or golden color. It is also found in the ripened fruits like papaya, banana, all the mangoes, all the fruits which after ripen get yellow in color due to the presence of this carotenoid. So, let's talk about the character of the some specific or peculiar character of the members. Chrysophytes are generally called golden brown alga. As I was told about all the protista algae, they are autotrophic and some also may perform heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So they contains chlorophyll A and C. This is they contain two types of chlorophyll, the chlorophyll A and chlorophyll C. Besides this, carotenoids is also present that provides them golden or yellow color. The next character by which the members can be characterized, they prepare food by the process of photosynthesis. It is very easy because chlorophyll A and C both are present. They stores their extra food materials in the form of fats, oil and a polysaccharide that is called laminarin. Yes, students, the laminarin is a type of polysaccharide. Now, what are the example of chrysophytes? You can say that golden yellow alga, diatoms, yellow green algae and golden brown algae. The brown color due to presence of fucoxanthin carotenoids. Okay, students. The next protista algal subgroup is euglenoid. It can be easily remembered because Euglena is the member of this subgroup. And you all of you also know that about Euglena. Euglena is commonly known as a connecting link between the kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. Why Euglena is regarded as the connecting link between the kingdom Plantae and Animalia? The fact is due to presence of the both mode of nutrition in Euglena. Euglena has cytopharynx, it means mouth-like aperture, through which they can engulf on small planktons to represent small phytoplanktons or zooplanktons to represent the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. And student, they have cylindrical shaped chloroplast, large cylindrical shaped chloroplast, also called phragmoplast. And this chloroplast contains chlorophyll that gives the habit of photosynthetic or photosynthesis type of nutrition, or you can say that autotrophic mode of nutrition. So students, Euglena is regarded as the connecting link between the animals and plant kingdom. Is that clear? Now, the Euglena has locomotory organ that arises from cytopharynx region, that is flagella. That's why Euglena is flagellated member. Okay. And the example of this group is after the name of this member, that is Euglena. Now students, the next subgroup is dinoflagellates. The dinoflagellates can be characterized by unicellular structure, and students, they are marine algae. It means only found in the sea water or saline water. In seas are lakes, saline lakes or salty lakes. They also contain chlorophyll A and C and some certain types of carotenoids that provides the various color to their membranous surface. Starch is the reserve food. They store their extra food materials in simple and complex type of carbohydrate that is called starch. Students, dinoflagellates are toxic. They are toxic to the fishes. And here is the some of the example of the dinoflagellates: Peridinium, Dinophysis and Gymnodium. So students, overall you can say that this includes Protistum alga group includes all types of simple form of alga. Is that clear? Now, the second group is the Protistum slime mold. As per your knowledge, we are just studying about the unicellular eukaryotic members. So, here in this group, there are two subgroups are present. The first one is the cellular slime mold. These are the group of multinucleated protoplasmic members. Hence, their protoplasm is also called plasmodium due to number of protoplasmic nuclei are present and each nuclei are diploid in condition. It means they have the paired set of chromosomes. So here the diploid nuclei are present in the cellular slime molds, and students, they bears or they produced the flagellated gametes to perform sexual mode of reproduction. This is very unique character of the cellular slime because they are cellular in structure, they are unicellular and have a cellular body design. Rhizopus is the best example of the cellular slime. Now the another subgroup of slime mold is plasmodial slime mold. And the most important characteristic of the plasmodial slime mold is the absence of cellular body. It means they are acellular. Yes, students, they are acellular but contain nuclei. That's why categorized in eukaryotic group. Okay. So the acellular body is multinucleated and having more haploid nuclei. What we learn in cellular slime mold, we learn the cellular slime mold have diploid nuclei, but in plasmodial slime mold there is haploid nuclei and there is diploid nuclei. So this is the main difference between cellular and plasmodium slime mold. Another most unique feature of the slime mold is the presence of non-flagellated gametes. It means the gametes that are produced by the plasmodium slime mold are non-flagellated. They cannot locomote due to absence of flagella-like organs, locomotory organs, and bread mold is the example of plasmodium slime mold. Now students, this is the next and last group of the kingdom Protista, and named by Protestant protozoans. This is the very advanced, or you can say that modern type of group due to presence of advanced type of members or more developed type of members. So we can classify on the basis of the complex body structure and different characteristics the members of Protestant protozoans into following 4 subgroups. The first one is the sarcodians. Students, sarcodians means amoeba. Amoeba are classified under this subgroup that is called sarcodians. Amoeba are free living, as we know that unicellular, irregular body structure, eukaryotic type because a developed type of nuclear membranous nucleus is present, and amoeba perform the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. They locomote with the help of false feet called pseudopodia. So in sarcodians we include amoeba, which are found in freshwater bodies, in the running water canals, as well as on the wetlands. Next subgroup of the Protestant protozoans is the zooflagellates. Students, zooflagellates are also called flagellated protozoans. Why called flagellated protozoans? Yes, due to presence of flagella as locomotory organ. So here the flagellated protozoans are most primitive type of protozoans. They locomote through flagella. And students, the flagellated protozoans are very harmful for the animal community as well as human also. Here, Trypanosoma is one of the example of zooflagellates. Leishmania, another. First we are going to discuss what kind of disease is spread by trypanosoma or caused by trypanosoma. Students, trypanosoma causes African sleeping sickness disease in human. Okay, and it is transferred after the bite of CC fly. Now, another subgroup of Protestant protozoa is ciliates. Student, ciliates. The name of the groups is after the presence of the locomotory organ in the member. That clear? It means cilia. And they are the advanced protozoans. Their body is sleeper-like. Yes, you clearly understand about which I am talking. I am talking about the Paramecium, whose body is just like the structure of the soul of the sleeper. So, Paramecium locomotes with the help of cilia. About 2 to 300 cilia are present on their body surface that helps in performing the process of locomotion in juvenile. And students, Paramecium has also a unique characteristics. They have a pair of nucleus, a macronucleus and a micronucleus. Next subgroup is of the Protestant protozoa is sporozoans. Okay? Students, the sporozoans are the parasitic type of protozoans. They complete their life cycle in one or more host body and also causes diseases, as for example Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium falciparum are the members, or you can say that sporozoans that spread the malaria disease in human. So, the protozoan complete their life cycle in one or more host body. Host Plasmodium comes in contact and enters inside the Entamoeba histolica body, and further it enters into their secondary host, and you all of you know that by bite of which mosquito malaria disease is spread. Yes students, female Anopheles mosquito. So secondary host is the female Anopheles mosquito. And now, when it bites any human beings, then it leads the disease due to presence of the pathogen that transfer through their proboscis, that is the Plasmodium, and the person suffer from the malaria disease. Thus, students, this is about the kingdom Protista, and I hope you all of you clearly understand this kingdom very well. In next video lecture, we are going to learn about the next kingdom, that is the kingdom Panchayat. So thanks students for joining today's lecture.